Evening, you lovely lot. How you doing? It's middle-aged gamer guy here, also known as Mags. Yes, the guy that runs a thing that happened like about a month ago. There you go. How is everyone doing? I hope you are well. Welcome to another show. And yes, we were 75 seconds late. So, no, I'm not buying you all pizza. It's not how it works. Good evening to Brenny. He was the first one here. Gozzo, who's our community member of the month. Good evening. Go check out Gozzo's channel. No doubt he will be on tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, if my memory serves me right. So go check him out. He gets a shout out at every show that we do. Smash it to the party. Thank you. Danker says late to the party. No, you weren't. Dan Game Tank, how you do? Moonbeard says, what the fuck is this place? I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me. Welcome on in. Who else we got here? Apart from the people telling me, Ghost Carrot, yo, how you doing? Phantom, hi, how's it going? No justice for Brenny. We'll buy you pizza at Format. Flame, how you doing? How's it going? Bondi, evening. I know you're on the night shift tonight, mate, so it's a flying visit, so I hope you're all right, dude. Triangle Face, good evening. Was just watching your show. I hope the rest of it went well. G Drizzle, thank you so much for that follow. Greatly appreciate it. Says, hello, cool, you have to verify. Yes, we just have to be careful with things. So thank you for verifying and thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Phantom says, don't tell Chaos I brought Sea of Thieves because they got into it and I want to surprise them. Well, don't announce it on here. He might find out. Don't do that, but it's a great game. Love that game. There you go. iQuail, good evening. Hello. Ben, good evening. How are you, my friend? Our wonderful dev friend who will also be at Format this week. I would watch Gozzo tomorrow night, except I'm going to be getting pissed at a pre-format shindig. See, I'm going to be that, but probably not as drunk as you. But we'll see how we go, because I've got to survive 2 nights of it, or 3 nights of it. Lightfoot Bros, good evening. How are you? Lovely to see you. Manic, good evening. Says, hi, how are you? Is your Tuesday? Tuesday is going good, because we're now doing this show. But obviously, I would not be able to do this show without the man, the myth, the legend, the co-host that knows the most, is the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you.
Good.
How's everyone in chat? Hope they're all good.
They're good. Look, the Daves are coming thick and fast already. Exclamation Dave in chat. Give Dave your shout out. Look, here you go. It's happening. It's a thing. You can never escape this now, Dave. You realise that?
I can't, can I?
Yeah. He's come from out of his locker. Yeah, that's all he does. We put him back in the locker.
Let me out each week.
Yeah, each week, and that's it. He's allowed 2 hours, and that's it. Strictly back out. Except when his wife needs him, and then we let him back out for that, because otherwise, don't want to get in trouble with his wife.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Plenty of Daves. There you go. How have you been, and what have you been playing this week?
Oh, I've been good, thank you, mate. Just been fairly busy with work and family, but still fitting in some gaming when I can. So I've been playing a bit more Company Heroes 3. Still enjoying that. It's good for an RTS. Still playing some co-op with a friend on a Sunday night. And then I've also played and finished the main quest in Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Finished that over the weekend. It wasn't too bad, actually. I'd still give it, a 7 out of 10 overall. I think it is that sort of average game. It does a lot of things that, could definitely be improved. I think probably every bit of it, if you took it out separately, you could improve it, polish it, make it really good. But the way it is, the way it's all mixed together, it does still kind of work and it's still kind of fun. It's Star Wars and I like Star Wars. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. There's still plenty of stuff that I didn't do because I just sort of rushed through the main quest at the end. Because I wanted to finish it before my Ubisoft Plus.
Oh yeah.
Ticked over another month. So I've managed to do it for like 15 quid. So that'll do me.
That's it.
I put about 30 odd hours in it. Did a fair amount of the side content. Just sort of started to get a little bit bored of that towards the end. So just did the main quest, and that was all right actually. Not too bad.
Fair enough. I finished Astrobot, and when I mean finished it, literally everything, all the levels, all the secret levels, and there's even a secret level that comes out after you finish the game, and you think you've 100% of the game, and they drop
a bit more
another level on you, which I won't spoil, but is really difficult actually for a final level compared to the rest of the game. And then ironically, like you, I haven't completed Star Wars Outlaws. I went back to Star Wars Outlaws, and I think I'm now where you were last week because I've got to Tatooine. So that's where I am now. I just met that sheriff. Did I 100% it? Yes, I did 100% it. Sawyer, good evening. Sawyer says Game of the Year contender. Yes, Astrobot is a firm Game of the Year contender. And then last, some of you may saw me playing the new Warhammer Space Marine suit, which is brilliant. I'm really enjoying it, and loving that as well. It's just gory, gun-filled, too much testosterone, easy for me to say, game, and I'm loving every minute of it. So I'm going to bounce between them. There you go. Love Spectre. So it feels like this year's been one of those funny years where there's games have been sporadically excellent, but not so many. And then we've just had a cluster of very good games recently. So there you go. Iron Nut says, just got the platinum myself on Astrobot. On to Plucky Squire. Yes, I want to play Plucky Squire as well. And we will be talking about that very shortly. But before we do that, I need to introduce our guest, who has literally just given me a follow. Cheers for that, mate. Appreciate that. So this gentleman, and for any PlayStation fans, it is the state of play tonight at 11 o'clock, or watch it on catch up in case we run over. Just saying. Matt, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. This gentleman, you will know from a very awesome program that ran for many years, known as The Gadget Show on Channel 5, that was filmed just down the road from where I am based in Birmingham. But not only that, he's a gaming fanatic. He's a tech fanatic. He has got the Gadget Show podcast that I know he said to me the other weeks is basically back up and running. But you probably didn't know that he's also massively into filmmaking, and he has got a new film that he is working on. Not only that, I had the absolute privilege of inviting this gentleman to Timeless Gaming Convention and being our opening keynote, and by far, not just saying this because he's here tonight, but by far the greatest start to the Timeless Gaming Convention that will ever happen. You'll probably watch anything we do over the next couple of years. Just seeing him riding in on that C5, even if it was only for like a couple of centimetres, it was worth it. Please welcome the one, the only, and I know I've just made him laugh because I was there. Please get up for Jason Bradbury.
Yeah! Whoop, whoop. Oh, good. That was meant to be like an air horn. That didn't really work. It was more like a duck. But dude, that was funny because when I brought up the Sinclair C5, I'd sort of, because I'm a bit crap and a bit disorganized, right? And I'd loaded the van with like merchandise and stuff, which we'll get onto. And the Sinclair C5, I thought, bring that, it'd be so funny, right? Yeah. But I hadn't pumped up the tires. I hadn't charged the batteries since like 1987. And so I kind of pedaled in, didn't I? In fact, I was actually pumping. I was doing the pump as you were doing my intro. It was like organized. But no, mate, you were an absolute legend. I was, I'd actually organized for a friend of mine very kindly to do the Q&A thing afterwards and kind of MC. And actually, because I thought you were so busy, but I realized that, you're just a pro, bro. Like, I don't know why you're not on nationwide radio, because you've got that whole, hasn't he got that, don't you think? He's got that kind of like patter, you know what I mean? That broadcaster.
I've got that face for radio kind of thing going on.
Definitely. I was going to say, hello, gossip for the world. How you doing? Good to see you. Lovely to see everyone. Love Twitch. Love Twitch. I start. Oh no, my God! Look at this. Raygun, Raygun, which is this is Lightfoot Bros games in chat. He's referencing a really cool shop called Raygun Comics. I'm going to tell you something that you might not know, Lightfoot Bros, and that is this. My mate Rich owns and runs Raygun, but originally the shop was located in a different part of Richmond. And when it was located there, my friend wasn't the owner. He was just the manager. And guess who came and filmed a TV series in there? Simon Pegg.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah. Was it Black Books or Black Book?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So the chap chap S in chat has gone. So I can't see their name now, but it was.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. That one.
Lightfoot. Yeah. Cool, man. Lightfoot. So there you go. There's a little bit of a fact.
There you go. He says, I know Rich and all the gang from Space.
Was it Spaced?
Was it Space then?
Was it not Black Book then? Black Books. Anyway, whatever. Hey, amazing.
Awesome. So let's kick things off right here, because obviously at Timeless, you told everyone about this brand new film that you've got the merch there, the sign, you can see the mug.
What are you on about?
Yeah, this thing.
Like Wayne's World. Remember the Wayne's World when they've got like
product placement?
Got the Nike swoosh on the bottom of his shoes. Yeah, I've got the merch, baby. I've got the merch.
It's great. Like, I Control AI Delete before I start showing anything on the screen of the website or anything. And
yeah.
Dan, Mr. Game Tank, the mods, if you very kindly drop the links for the Kickstarter and everything, please explain to us what Control AI Delete is, and then we'll show you the trailers.
Control AI Delete is it's retro gaming meets AI. All right. If you've ever wondered, you probably haven't, but if you've ever wondered what the likes of a ZX Speccy like this bad boy and a Commodore 64, sort of rewired and hacked into, I don't know, a Mega Drive might do up against a super intelligence that's taken over the world, you're about to find out. So it's about a bunch of retro gamers, everyone here, at an expo, Timeless Gaming, except this expo is happening in Skegness. And it coincides with the rollout of a global rollout of an AI, an artificial intelligence, super intelligence that's, it's been sort of vaunted in all the newspapers and in the CAF, there'll be a little TV screen and they'll be showing the Sky News kind of, everyone's getting ready for AI Day. It's going to solve all of our problems. It rolls out and it's instantly shit. and it doesn't work. There's a blackout, global blackout, power outages, run on the banks, stock markets crash. People are out there protesting, hence the logo for the movie.
Yeah.
Hence the logo. All right. In fact, you know what? Hence the logo. Whoosh. There's the logo. They've got this on like a broom handle and they're going like, no, like FUAI and no AI and stuff like that, right? And then they turn into rioters, looters. It all gets a bit purgy on the streets, right?
Yeah.
Around every major city in the world. And then over at Skeggy, though, our retro gamers are they're not oblivious to it, but they're happy. They've got their generator. They've got the canteen.
Yeah.
We'll just stay here until one of them, suggests that the 80s and 90s gaming hardware that they've got could be, the only thing that could fight back against the AI and save humanity. So that's the basic elevator pitch.
That's beautiful. I'm going to bring this. I love it. I love it. Jesse, who was at Time and Star Photography, said last time I saw Jason, he handed me something and went, "This is very expensive," and sent him also, "Don't drop it." And I had to carry it past a queue of 100 people.
Was that the Vectrex by any chance?
Yeah. I think it was, wasn't it?
I think it was. It's actually behind me. It's actually weirdly enough behind me. And the bottom line is, I hope you don't think I'm pushing too hard, but the Kickstarter starts on Friday. So
yes,
it drops on Friday, which is the beginning of the process. It's up at the moment for pre-launch, which means that you just click to be notified by Kickstarter, and that's really helpful, guys, in chat, because Kickstarter kind of works on a buzz, so the more people that sign up to be notified, you just use I think you use Facebook or you use something like, there you go. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So here's the Kickstarter.
Yeah, click on the old notify to me.
And there's the link in chat as well, people. So please do click on this and click notify me on launch, because literally, as Jason has just said, this is literally going live in like the next 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 days. And the advantage to me of you signing up today, I think you use your Facebook or your Apple ID or whatever it is that I get, a bit of clout with Kickstarter, because they're like, oh, wow, look, there's like 350 followers or whatever. They must be quite something. We'll get them in discovery or we'll push them, whatever. But legitimately, we've got several things, the rewards that we've put in there, which has been so much fun, by the way, designing the rewards. Have you ever done a Kickstarter? Because
I've never. I know lots of people who have, but I've never done one ever. No,
it's one of those things. It's like you can look from afar, and I've backed about 9 Kickstarters in my time, but or 6, I think, and it's you think, oh, this will be so easy. I'll just come up with some good stuff, and then suddenly you're knee deep in DVD. Distribution and costings and post and packaging and trying to come up with unique stuff, because there's so many good things out there. Can I tell you some of the unique stuff?
Go for it.
There's so much else you want to talk about tonight, but I really, really appreciate the opportunity. Thinking about chat, this is one that I think you might like, right? So one of the rewards that you can buy is it's called High Score Hero. So at the center of the movie, which I've only given you a rough appraisal of, right?
Yeah.
There's a fictional arcade machine. You actually see it in the promo, right? You see the arcade machine because we had to build it, budget. and get our lead actor, because we only had enough money to shoot for like 10 minutes. So we spent all day we got this arcade in Newquay. We spent all day lighting it. And I mean, we started at 7 and it was ready to film at like 8 p.m. And then we got the actor, he was sort of sat there having a sandwich. "You all right, mate?" Yeah, he was like, "Yeah." Just waiting for us to get ready. We shot this amazing sequence. It's a bit sort of Stranger Things. It's a bit kind of, you know, it's a bit kind of like Last Starfighter. And what was I trying to say? Yeah, and at the center of it is this arcade machine. I'll tell you a little. I could give you an exclusive. I'll give you an exclusive. Timeless Gaming. The machine that we kind of, what would you say? Like kind of liveried up. Yeah. It was Missile Command.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I used tape to change the dashboard so that it didn't, so that aficionados like everyone in chat, like you lot, wouldn't look at it and immediately say, "Well, it's Missile Command." And I use like different colored tape because it's quite tapey, the Missile Command. Panel, right? And we did a different marquee. I designed a marquee. Anyway, why am I telling you this? Because the arcade machine is very critical to the narrative. And one of the things that you can buy on the Kickstarter on Friday, there's only 100 available, which is why I'm saying get notified so that you're in, right? It's called High Score Hero. It's your name on the High Score honor roll. So the game will be in the movie, and about 8 times it features. So it might be a scene where they're chatting and doing so. In the background, you'll be watching the movie, with your missus or whatever. You're like, "That's me!" Pause it, and it'll either say I haven't worked out when I'm going to do your 3 initials yet, or your name, like we just say like Dave. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll work it out. But anyway, I just thought that was one of the good ones. And obviously caps and hoodies and all that stuff. Opportunities to be in it. There's an opportunity. It's called Riot Star. You can be one of the rioters, which is quite funny. You can buy props that have been used. Like our main character is going to have a Game Boy. There's going to be other consoles, carts. They've been used in the movie, signed if you want them signed by the cast and crew. Loads of cool stuff. DVD, not DVD, Blu-ray. People keep saying VHS. I'd be interested to see what chat think. I could maybe do that as a stretch goal.
That could be quite a limited thing for VHS. I think that could be cool because it would fit within the tone of the movie. You could maybe get the digital download as well, so you can have the VHS. Paul Monahan's in chat, who's the editor of Pixel Addict magazine. He said, "Make sure I put it with the link in the next Pixel Addict magazine news pages. That issue comes out week commencing 14th of October." Nice one, Paul.
That's mate. Really, that's amazing. If there's anything you need, let me know. You can contact me on I don't know. Actually, X. DM me on X.
DM him on Twitter and stuff.
And I'll send you, and I'll link you to all the pickies and stuff.
There you go. He says the Kickstarter drops tomorrow for pre-launch. When is the expected full launch?
Okay, so no, it's now live for pre-launch right now, and it's been live for pre-launch for the last 3 weeks. But the full launch happens in 2.5 days' time. It happens at 7 a.m. this Friday on the 27th of September.
There you go. Okay, awesome. Right. I'm going to play a quick little trailer. A number of people have already said that they've clicked.
I love you guys. Thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate that.
So I'm going to show the first of the 2 videos that we're going to play. Check this out. Some of you went to time and saw this trailer, but I'm going to quickly play this. Check this out if you want to find out more about Control AI Delete.
Hello, I'm Jason Bradbury, and I've got an incredible story that I need you to help us tell. While you might recognise me from the Gadget Show, what you might not know is that I've got a deep passion for film. A fascination with retro gaming and just about anything from the 80s and 90s. Since studying film and TV at university, I had a 20-year career in television, but I was always interested in trying to do something cinematic. And that filter, that low band filter up. Yeah, I love that synth. It's beautiful.
Amazing. There you go. Paul said, I'm friends with you on LinkedIn. I'll try and grab a quote for you for the magazine. So,
epic.
I Quail. I know who you know because obviously, so you might not know. Jason always does an amazing show called Way of the Exploding Show.
Yeah.
I try and catch it when I can. I managed to get it on Sunday. I missed the last couple of weeks because I've been away. But iQuail's one of the regulars, and iQuail got 10 out of 10 on your quiz.
Mate,
I love those quizzes.
And those questions are not easy, man.
No, they're not.
No, they're not easy. And so I do a quiz on a Sunday, and we do a little bit of retro, news and stuff to begin with, which I always think is interesting. What I love is news that crosses over from 80s, 90s, but it kind of appears in like 2024. It might be a new movie that's being remade, or the remake of a classic console, or a new 8-bit style game, a pixel art game, that sort of thing. But it's the quiz that people come back for, innit? We do a great quiz, and it amazes me. We regularly get people that get 10 out of 10, and and they're not easy, man. They're not.
I was quite happy there was a lot of Back to the Future questions this week, because I did all right, because without them, I would have really sucked hard at the quiz this week.
So you got the 121 gigawatts, right? You got
1.2, 121.
And then you got, how about the time on the clock in the
do you know what? Because it was the one stood out. It was 10:04, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
Yes,
you got those. And then what about the lyrics?
Vectrix questions I got wrong. Completely got them wrong.
So one of the questions, I'm only going over it because it's more interesting for chat, isn't it? Because then they're like, okay, I get it. So one of the questions was, I love doing this actually. I pore over the 80s catalogs, not the lingerie section. That's what I did when I was a teenager in the 80s. No, now and so what I did was I prepared a question, wasn't it, where I showed the image of the Vectrex from the catalogue, and asked how much. Why don't we ask chat, how much do you think a Vectrex was in 1983 in a British catalogue? I can't tell you which one it was because it didn't say. I think it was K's or something like that. How much do you reckon it was in chat? And we'll see what they come up with.
There you go. Got 220.
220. Okay. That's 1983, 129.
129.
Yeah.
150.
150.
179.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, you're warm. You're warm.
Yeah. 200. Got 200.
Not so warm on the 200. 75, you'd be a bit cold.
I think you asked us to play last year, something like 99 quid.
I'll put you all out your misery. It's £159.99.
There you go.
Which is interesting, and when you adjust that for inflation, it's about 550 quid, I seem to remember, because the whole PlayStation 5 Pro thing, Dave. Got hot under the collar, didn't they?
Don't get me started on that again.
Yeah, and but here's the thing, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did double check this.
Yeah.
If you adjust that for inflation, the ZX Spectrum, it's about 699 or 599.
Really?
It's comparable, it's comparable. 599. Is it 599 or 699? The PS5 Pro. I've got
699.
It's going to be 699. But it doesn't make sense because it's 700. I'm going to very quickly say this.
Yeah.
$700.
Yes.
Which you think then would equate to what it'd be in the UK, but then it's 700 quid here.
Yeah.
But then it's 800 euros, and you kind of going, how does that work? It makes no sense.
I think a lot of the time the US price doesn't include tax, because I think it's different tax per state.
Oh,
so
yeah, they do
a bit more.
Yeah, they do. Because you do. You can holiday in different places and pay less, can't you?
Yeah.
In the States, yeah. But someone that I know really well, Phil Hoy. I don't know if you recognise the name Phil Hoy. He comes into chat on a Sunday, and he runs a podcast called In PS We Trust, and so he knows it all back to front, and he reckons that the real price is more like sort of 800 quid, because you've got to get the stand for it. And what was the other thing that you mentioned?
The disk drive.
The disk drive, yeah. Although I'm not so fussed about the disk drive. I mean, I can only assume that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate the concept that I can't sell my digital games. I think it's robbery. But I'm just saying that for convenience, I do now. I'm afraid to say.
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem. I download the games. I do download the games. He says with all this hardware and 500 carts next door. But anyway,
it's official. Cool. Jason Bradbury's a fraud. We've done
I think they probably knew that already.
No, it's all good. Look, I mean, I very much like physical media. Again, even with the new games and stuff. But sometimes you can't get it, so I have to download games, and it is what it is. I think really these days. So there you go. We will talk more Control AI Delete later on in the show. But it is about time that we crack on with the show. Are we ready, gents?
Let's go for it, mate.
Yeah.
So this is our 185th show. We've got 8 new games, including the Plucky Squire, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, Frostpunk 2, and Ara History Untold, as well as Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. We've also got the latest gaming news and some other stuff as well. And we are going to kick right off with our first game, which a couple of people were talking about, playing Plucky Squire, which came to PS Plus free of charge. Dave Johnson, I'm trying to ignore you because you're trying to. I've just had a rant about PlayStation. I'm not having a rant about EGX. I do that enough in my normal streams. Let's not go there. Let's not go there with EGX. Let's just carry on going. I'm going to play this trailer for the Plucky Squire. This came out Tuesday last week on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC and Switch, and you can get it free on PS Plus. Let's have a look at this trailer right now.
Welcome to the land of Mojo, a world of creativity. Let's have a look around, shall we? Our first stop is Inkwood, where our wizard friend Moonbeard hits the turntables, as only a wizard can. On to Tome Tower, where the villainous sorcerer Humgrump is causing a spot of mischief for our plucky hero, Jot. The Sonnet Swamps is a serene land of snails and poetry, but beware the pesky, punky bugs. At Honey Peak, the honey badger won't be giving up a drop of honey without a fight. Watch out, Jot. Boogie Beach is usually a relaxed locale, but these days Humgrump's troops are causing worrisome waves. Thrash guides Jot through his homeland of Trarg Mountain, where the Mega Eagle defends the peak with a mighty cry. And finally, we arrive at the town of Artia, where artists bustle beneath the soaring towers of the Royal Castle. I'm sure there was a castle around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. And upon its balcony, the good Queen Chroma, bravely facing the danger from... what was his name again? Ah, yes, Humgrump. All of this and more await you within the pages of The Plucky Squire.
There you go, folks. That is our first game of tonight, The Plucky Squire. I'm going to say this. I do like that trailer, but it annoys me that you only get about 10 seconds of game footage because this game needs to be shown off. Because it's such an amazing concept, isn't it, Dave? Tell us more about this.
Oh yeah, it's a really cool concept they've gone with. It's they're mixing 2D and 3D really nicely together, and they're doing it in the sort of guise of like a children's book. So that you might have read to your kids when they were younger. It definitely looks familiar to me, the sort of style of it. But in this particular one, the sort of villain in the storybook figures out he's in a storybook and figures out what the end is going to be. He'd usually get defeated, so he finds a way to push out the hero Jot into the real world, into like the room of one of the book's fans, and Jot's got to then find his way back into the book and trying to defeat the villain. And you get to keep going back in and out, jumping into various other things in the sort of real world, taking part in lots of little mini games that are in there. There's like stuff that looks like the older sort of NES boxing game, Punch Out, and
nice.
It's like a side-scrolling shooter. It just looks really cool and inventive to me. And I love the art style it's gone for. So it's definitely on my list to play. I just haven't got to it yet because I was trying to get through Star Wars, but now I've got through that. I think I might have to just update the PS Plus subscription and jump on it on there. And it looks really, really cool.
It's mad because I really wanted to stream this and try and fit this in before I start doing all the Halloween content, but it's had to be put back into November before I can do a stream of it. But there will be a stream of this because we've just got to play it. It's going to be great. Jason, your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, I had exactly the same reaction to it. I mean, I'm not going to say anything amazing because it's the art style that does it for me. Wow, man, I'm having a thick moment. What was that? The one with the little woven character, wasn't it?
Unravel.
No, it was on the PlayStation.
Sackboy.
Sackboy.
Yeah. What was the game called?
Little Big
Planet.
Little Big Planet. Yeah. So I remember when Little Big Planet dropped, and it was a real kind of technology demo. And actually, surprisingly, certainly for the first game, as I remember it, it's a while since I played it. it actually bore fruit. It was a really good gaming experience, as well as having a defined art style. You know, I'm used to being caught out by the art style of games and being beguiled by it, only to find that there's no real kind of, you know, solid gameplay in there, and certainly no longevity, because sometimes an art style, you know, games look similar for a reason, because it's to do with budget and so on. So I need to play this. I haven't played it, and I haven't even watched a playthrough. I've just seen the kind of promo material similar to what we just watched. But I absolutely love it. And my first thought was, when I watched it, my God, that would work so well in VR. Can you imagine if it was on your front actual coffee table? It'd be wicked. And I don't know if there is any kind of VR angle in the title at the moment, or whether they're going to take it there, because of course they need, that would be a standout title for VR, for PSVR 2.
Yeah, that would be amazing if they did that. Yeah. Now, we don't review the games, folks, for those who've not seen the show before, but I scoured the internet and searched for all the scores from all different websites and condensed them down into a little average score. We play a little competition on this show, which Jason and Dave will be taking part in as well. And you have to guess what the average score was. You may agree with it, you may not, but if you get it right, you will get a shout out in the chat. So the more shout outs we get, the more we're going to be, for Jason, we're going to be plugging Control AI Delete like all night long. So we've already had a couple of scores come in, so I'm going to quickly scroll to the top here. Okay. Queeky, hello Queeky, by the way, all the way from Sweden, 8.5 out of 10. Danka says completed it already. Bloody hell, did it in 12 hours. 8.5 out of 10. Wow. Sawyer, 8 out of 10. Ghost Carrot, 8.5. Moonbeard, 9. 8.5 says Gozzo. Ben, 8.5. Manic says 7 Control AI deletes out of 10. Sorry what you did there. Very clever. Mob, 8. 8.5 from Jenny. 9 from Brenny. 8.5 from Iron Knot. Hello, buddy. Good to see you. Any others? Scrolling down, Sawyer said 8. Brenny said 9. Moonbeard said 9. Games Guru, 8. Flame, 7.5. Phantom, 8. The game is Maze Balls. Dave, 8.5. Let's go to R. Dave. What do you reckon this is averaged?
I'm going to go for an 8.5.
8.5. Everyone seems to be saying 8.5. Ellie, good evening. Hello. How are you? Lovely. Good to see you. 8.5. iQuail. I didn't get much of a feeling from the trailer, but I've heard the name bandied about. 8.5. Matt, good evening. 8.5. He ignored my first rating. I'm terrible. I'm trying to keep up with it all. Jason, what do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go with 8.
Okay. Going with an 8. Yeah. All right, folks. Last chance. This is the Plucky Squire, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X, S, PC, and Switch. And if there are no more guesses in chat, I can tell you that a lot of you just fell a bit short, because it actually did get an 8 out of 10 on average.
Wow.
So, Jason, go follow Jason on literally everything. Go do the Kickstarter. All the links are going to appear in chat right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Wow, that was a bit fluky, wasn't it?
It was.
No, but I mean, that is good. But the member of chat that said that they spent 12 hours, that's kind of what I was thinking. You know, there's often a reason behind, you know, when a certain type of design aesthetic, you know, manifests itself. It's not just about the look or the expectation of the consumer. It's because actually the gaming engine leads you down that route financially. Do you get what I mean? But is 12 hours enough? I was interested. I didn't see what score the person that's finished it gave it. That would be very interesting.
I think they put 8.5. So they were just a point.
Was that an indication of their score as well? Or was that just an aggregate?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews that were 8.5, but then there were some that were lower, like a 7 from some other reviewers. So it was interesting to see. Right, but congratulations to everyone who did get it right. Who are getting shout outs in the chat now. So there you go. We will swiftly move on, but that's a good start for our first game tonight. Moving on to the first of a couple of remasters that we've got tonight, seems to be the thing. Our next game for you, ladies and gentlemen, is perfect, just about released, just in time for Halloween. This came out last Wednesday on PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC, and was one of the leading titles for the original Xbox. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been remastered, revalued, re-zombified, whatever you want to call it. It is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster.
Cool.
There you go, folks. The digital version came out last Wednesday, and there is an actual physical version that comes out in November. I will be streaming this Thursday next week, part of our Halloween content. So perfect timing for this. But for that, Dave, tell us more about Dead. I remember seeing you play this on the original Xbox.
I tried this. It's back out in the day. I remember preferring the demo to the full game. I just enjoyed the demo because it was just just playing, just go through them all, kill as many zombies as you could, and whatever the time limit was they gave the demo. That was just fun. I was never quite that much of a fan of the full game though, because I never quite liked the sort of structure they went for. In the game, you're playing as Frank West, who gets dropped off at I think it's the Willamette Mall. He's getting dropped off there to try and work out what's happening in the town because there's a zombie outbreak that's going on. So trying to find out what's caused that, solve the mystery. And he's got 72 in-game hours to do it. And during that time, there's going to be main missions that pop up, side missions that pop up, characters to save. You've got to try and fit it into that time frame. And it is possible to miss the times for missions, so they don't be unavailable. You might not be able to save someone, so they won't crop up again. And you can even fail the main missions, and the game will still carry on. Let you finish that 72-hour block. And it was that sort of time limit they had in there that didn't really gel with me. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Impose. I wanted to just sort of play it at my own time, not be sort of pushed along by the game's in-game clock. And I can remember some of the bosses were a bit of a pain as well. Some of them were a little bit sort of janky their design, a bit of a pain. But it was a popular game. A lot of people really like this one. It spawned about, I think, 3 more sequels, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
So it was still fairly popular, but I don't think any of them quite hit the highs that a lot of people felt this one did. So
No.
it just had that good iconic setting of a mall. It really reminds everyone of the was it the Dawn of the Dead movie?
Yeah.
So, gave a lot of that idea, and it just looked really cool with the amount of zombies it put in there and the sheer amount of objects you could just use as weapons. Find like a plant pot in the place or a department store mannequin and smack the zombies around with that. Go and heat up a frying pan, then melt their face with it. There was just so much stuff you could do to the zombies. It was just ridiculous. But,
beautiful moments. Beautiful moments of violence.
Indeed, yeah. And it obviously resonated with a lot of people because even though I wasn't a fan, they've released it, a couple of times now, this particular one. It did get re-released at one point. This is now a nice graphical upgrade. It's got more voice acting in it because I don't think it was fully voiced before. They've modernised the controls and a few other bits and pieces like that. So, you can now move and shoot at the same time, whereas you actually just stand in place in the original game. So a few little modern niceties like that just to tart it up. But I think for anyone who was a fan of the original or missed it, it's probably a good time to jump into it and give it a blast.
Cool. Jason, did you ever play the original?
No, I didn't. And I'll give this a go. Actually, how can you access it? It's not a Game Pass, is it? Is it?
No, it's literally you can buy it digitally on PC, PS5, or Xbox Series X and S, or buy it physically in November sometime. At the moment.
I like the look of it. I'm a big fan of kind of en masse zombie shooters with a kind of free roaming element to it and unconventional weaponry. I can't get enough of it, really. And there's a slider on the website. I was just bringing it back up again, where you can slide between the original and the new version.
Yeah,
you can see all the upscaling and whatever it's called, and it does look good actually. It's a lot. It's funny, isn't it? Because it's so less finessed in that trailer than what we're used to. You're like, wow, I'm looking at an OG title here.
Yeah,
but actually, when you see it on this this widget on their website, they've really gone to town. Like, it's massively visually improved. I love the 72 hours idea. I didn't know about that. I think that's absolutely epic. What a brilliant idea. And is that 72 hours, Dave, in real time? Is that what it is? You put 72 hours of gameplay into it, and that equates to 72 hours of them waiting for help.
Not in real world time. In the game, it's just set within a 72-hour period. And I can't remember how quickly it flows by, but an hour might go by in like a couple of minutes or something in game time. You've got to, if a mission crops up, you've got to try and make your way from, say, one side of the mall to the other side in that short time block to try and do the mission.
I'm in. I'm in. It's got that Americana sort of mall kind of scenario. I love that. I'm the guy that I just when I go to America, I like to get up early and go for breakfast and go for coffee, because it's like it's like being inside a movie. I get the same sort of fix from video games actually in movies. I love the idea of the William Met Parkview Mall. And the unconventional weapons. And that 72-hour structure sounds interesting. It's something that I've not experienced before. I'm on board. I don't know. Well, it depends what the price is. You don't have to tell me the price, but
I think it's working out about 30 quid at the moment.
Mm.
I'd have hoped it was in the 20s. 22 quid. I'd throw that down. 30. I might have to think about it a little bit, but it looks good.
Sweet. Apparently, it says recall the game timer is on a ratio 4 minutes of game clock is 1 minute of playing.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's kind of like standard thing. There you go.
Nice.
There you go. Right, so let's guess
Duncan.
some scores. Let's see what people are saying with the average scores. Let's go up here. Let's have a look. So, let's go down here. 7. Oh, 7 outdated zombies out of 10. Ooh, not a fan. Mog says 6.5. Ooh, 7.5 from Phantom. Ben says 7. What else we got? I'm just scrolling down. Gozzo 8.5. Iron Nut 8.5. Brenny 7.5. Dave says 7.5. Sorry, what did you say? Did you say 8? I missed that somewhere. Dave Johnson 8.
8, yeah.
Yeah, so I said 8. Thank you, dude. Moonbeard said 7. Flame said 7. Jenny said 8. Dave's now changed his mind, said 7. I'll start with you, Jason, this time. What do you reckon?
7.
7. Okay.
Because I could just tell. I can tell it's a hit or a miss for some people. I'm just particularly, into that sort of zombie game. And I'd be interested to know. I couldn't see it on the website whether they're upping the number of zombies as well, because that was one of the features of the original, wasn't it? Be interesting to see, because obviously the hardware now could handle, I'm guessing an exponentially larger amount of zombies. But anyway, 7 is my predicted score.
All right. Mike Tendo, good evening. He was a guest on the show just a couple of weeks ago. 8 out of 10. And he says, and I didn't even see the trailer. Don't worry. Dave, what do you reckon this guy?
I'm going to go for an 8 out of 10, mate.
You're going for an 8 out of 10. All right, folks. Last chance. This is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, which came out last Wednesday and will be out on physical edition in November for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores, I can tell you that this also got 8 out of 10.
Wow.
So again, it did well. Again, it had some scores as low as 7, but some as high as 8.5. But majority of the reviews came out at an 8.
Well done,
so there you go. So
that's great.
Perfect.
That makes me want to buy it. That makes me want to invest.
I will tell you what, Jason. I'm going to be playing it next week. I will let you know my thoughts because I never played the original.
I'll tune in. I'll try and tune in.
Yeah, do it. Jenny, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Greatly appreciated. You've gifted that to Manic. Manic, you've got 30 days free viewing. Don't forget, it is September. 25% off all subs. Greatly appreciate it. Helps keeps the lights on in this place so we can do this wonderful show for you, lovely lot. Greatly appreciated. Dave, you got it right now. As people know, and Jason doesn't know, Dave doesn't stream. So we have to find inventive ways to give him a shout out. So, Dave, how would you like your shout out?
Let's start off with some spinning on the chair, mate.
Spinning on a chair.
How much you like doing it?
I've just dropped my microphone, so that's a good start. So let's do. Last time I nearly knocked the table over. Just gonna make sure we're safe. Right, you ready for this?
Yeah. Go for it.
Here goes. Jason's just watching his ears. Dave! Jason's trying to do it as well. Look at that. That's the first time we've had a guest join in doing it. That's brilliant.
I think I kicked the Vectrex, but that's fine. It literally is done. Well done, Dave. Good effort, bro.
Well done. And congratulations to everyone else who got it right. And please do follow all these people that they're dropping the channels in there. They spend their time to come and watch this show. So please spend a bit of time going to watch their streams and everything. We greatly appreciate it. Let's get on to a little bit of gaming news. I've hit the button that says emote only chat. That's my fault. I've turned that off. No, I haven't. I've hit the wrong button. There you go. Now that's that sorted. That's what happens when you drop my mic on your stream deck. So, Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Technically, the second best-selling game of this year so far.
Amazing.
Ironically, the first game has only came out about a month ago, and we didn't really talk about it much, which is college football. College football is the number 1 selling game of this year, which is like, wow. But Helldivers 2 is what we're talking about. And they've said that they have seen a little bit of a drop-off in the player base, even though that it is still really popular. So what they've decided to do is make the game a little bit easier to try and re-entice people back into the game. So they've buffed up some of the health stats, some of the armor stats, reworked the way that gas works in certain areas, reworked some of the certain enemies, Added an emote wheel just to make it more fun. Apparently, the map now shows certain assets, so you can plan things a bit better and get certain bits and pieces. Improved the number of bugs, fixed the number of bugs, improved certain weapons. So instead of having to find a specific weapon that would damage a certain enemy, some weapons have been beefed up so you can use multiple weapons to attack a certain enemy. So they've kind of gone, we want to make it a little bit easier. But my question to Dave and Jason is, do we think that by making a game slightly easier, would it actually entice people back?
It depends exactly what they're changing. The one article I was reading was suggesting that, since it's released, they've done like a number of patches over those preceding months to like change the balance of some of the weapons, nerf some of the popular weapons a bit. And sometimes when you keep balanced in like some of these games, you can end up taking some of the fun out, because sometimes this stuff can be a bit overpowered. You can end up still being quite good fun. But then, if the companies knock it out, people think, oh, you ruined my favourite gun. I'm bored of it, I'll move on. Yeah. So I think, they're trying to sort of roll some of that back to try and bring back some of like the fun, the unintentional stuff that just happens and, and that players like. So it sounds like it's working. So the article I was reading says a number of people have come back to it now. So I think that's the problem. If you tweak these things too much, you can end up removing some of the fun from them. So sometimes you just kind of like leave them alone to a certain degree. Just let players go in and enjoy it. So I think that's probably what they're trying to do here. So they're just like making it it's simpler by making the enemies too easy. It's just bringing back some of the fun to some of the guns that people really liked.
That's cool.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, Jason, your thoughts on this? You think this?
I love it because I suck at gaming, and I. And the only reason no one knows is because everyone else at the Gadget Show is even worse. And it's a weird thing. I love gaming, but I've never been good. Like my son's a professional Fortnite player, and I'm not even exaggerating one iota. You might come into chat later because I actually texted him when you were doing your intro. I said, "Oh, you should pop in because he's a big Twitch streamer."
Nice.
And it's like I'm just like, "How are you, my son? How are you, my son?" Because he's got this whole and the brain thing, and I'm not like that. And so actually, I think possibly, as we'll call ourselves hardcore gamers, clearly by my admittance, I'm hardcore in sort of the amount of time I spend playing it, the money I spend collecting, my knowledge of it. I'm definitely not hardcore in terms of my play style, but us that live for gaming, then maybe that kind of taking the edges off it is something that doesn't attract us. But actually, for a development studio that spent Christ knows how much money, over 5 years or whatever it must have taken to put it together, the broadening of that player base is commercially critical, isn't it? And they've had all kinds of issues, haven't they? Like the rollout on the PlayStation was problematic. And so maybe it's a commercial decision. And it sounds, from reading up before this interview, it sounds like they've done it in some interesting ways. I forget the name of the mode that is particularly pertinent to the kind of, I mean, apparently they're coming back in droves now. So they've obviously hit the nail on the head. The numbers support the experiment. Put it that way. It seems like they've got it right.
That's good. I'd quite like that to be the most successful game of this year. No offense to college football, which doesn't interest me. But if Helldivers 2 got up there, fantastic. So we'll see. But yeah, as Jason said, the proof's in the pudding there. People coming back. They rolled this out last week. It's a pretty cool idea. So I think it's fantastic. Let's move on to our next game. Now, obviously, we like to talk about retro, and we can't get any more retro than this. I honestly didn't know what this was until it came up on my radar last week. And I think I saw Ashens playing this, actually, who's been on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, this came out last Thursday on PC. And this isn't just one game. This is like nearly 50 games. This is UFO. I want this now.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Right now, bro.
This is so good. This is amazing. The One-Handed Gamer, thank you so much for the follow. We got to meet One-Handed Gamer for the first time at Insomnia, and I know he's going to be at Format all this week. I look forward to seeing you again. Really looking forward to seeing you. Ems, hello all. Hey Ems, how you doing? Good to see you as always. Jenny's like, the nostalgia. But these seem like they're all new nostalgic games.
Yeah,
have I got that right, Dave?
Yeah, that's correct. It's a collection of 50 games for like a fictional console that could have existed in the 80s. Yeah. So it's been sort of developed by Derek Yu, who is responsible for Spelunky himself. Nice. Like a load of like devs that he knows got together to make these games. So they're all recently built games, but they are styled to look obviously like they're from the 80s. They're meant to be part of this like fictional console that could have existed at the time. And you've got an absolute ton of genres in there. You can see there's platformers, there's Metroidvanias, racing games. I think there's like RPGs in there as well. Some of these are quite short. Some are meant to be pretty long experiences. I think there's like a JRPG in there that can take it to like 60 hours to play. So there's a ton of content in there. And some of these are also multiplayer as well. So local multiplayer. So get a friend around. You can play some of these together. It looks like there's an absolute ton of stuff to try out in there. It looks like a pretty cool collection that they've come up with.
It does, doesn't it? I'm just like, take my money. Like, I don't know how much this is, but at the moment it's only on Steam, but it just looks fantastic. I'd spend hours playing this.
£18.89.
Oh, that's got to be a bargain for 50.
Good value for everything that's in there, definitely.
That's it.
I think there's got to be one there that's just going to grab you, isn't there? That golf one, Pin Golf, I think it's called. I'm just looking on Steam. That those physics, through those objects, look like a lot of fun. I was trying to think to myself, is there a game in here that's gonna grab me? I was writing down. I'm sort of jumping in. Is that all right?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just writing down games. You remember Aliens with the Sigourney Weaver little character, and then there's that section where she's at the bottom of the screen, she's shooting up.
Yeah.
And one of them was like that. There was a Panzer Dragoon style game in there. I saw some Space Harrier in that kind of origin. I don't know if I already mentioned it. Double Dragon was definitely being channeled, and I don't think you can lose with that. I mean, 18 quid. It's got 10% off at the moment. I'd splash that. I'd be straight in there.
Yeah. Apparently, Dan says going to £21 tomorrow on a 10%.
Yeah.
I'd still pay 21 quid for that. I'm not going to lie.
Right. I reckon that'd be good on the old Steam Deck.
Yeah. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get on your Steam Deck.
Get on the Steam Deck. Gonna whack it on there, bro. That's what it's all about. I love this. I'm going to London tomorrow, and this is my go-to for going away. I really recommend it, folks.
Oh, it's a great device. I got one myself.
Yeah, are you still using it? Do you still get it out?
Yeah, I still get it out occasionally.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's the real test, isn't it? You spend the money, and are you still using it a year down the line? And
yeah, that's the danger. You don't want it collecting dust in the corner, do you?
But no, you don't. But that for train journeys, bus journeys. I was on a coach from London the other week. That was a fucking nightmare. Sorry, there's no filter on my mic. But I needed that. I needed 50 games for my 7.5 hour journey on my Steam Deck, and it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know how they play, but I'm with you. I don't care. I'm going to buy it tonight before it goes to 20 quid.
Defo, I'm doing this. Folks, get your scores in. I'm going to see a lot of people have got some scores in already. So let's go for this. For those who've just joined us, have a guess at what this scored on average in reviews. Paul says 8 out of 10. Dank said, if this isn't a 9, I'll eat my pixelated hat. I think collection games will score lowish, 7.5. 9 8-bit music out of 10. Gozzo says 9. Moonbeard says 8. Ben says 7.5. Heard nothing but good things about this, says Iron Nut. 9 out of 10. M says 8.5. Dave Johnson, 7.5. Moonbeard, 8. Flame, 8. I'm taking Dan's Steam Deck when we go to format. So basically, you're robbing it off him, are you, Dave? That's what's happening when we go to format tomorrow. Dave, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try a 9 for this. Like
going for a 9. Okay. Jenny agrees with you on that, a 9. Ghost Carrot says he reckons this is going to be a 4. Flipping heck. Okay. All right. Maybe he's right. We'll have to find out. Jason, what do you reckon?
I'm going low. I'm going 7. And it's not it's a reflection of what I think. It's a reflection of what I think the old cynical gaming journalists out there might be thinking.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. Ghost Carrot gave it a 4 and then goes, "What game is it?" He doesn't know what he's rating.
That's no, he's paying attention there.
Cheers, Will. Appreciate that. So, just so you know, for you, Will, this is a collection of 50 games called UFO, which came out last Thursday on PC. And if there are no other scores, I can tell you this surprised me. I'm not going to lie, because this is our highest scoring game of the night so far. Because this is 9 out of 10 on average.
Great. That's great.
There you go. 9 out of 10. How awesome is that? Iron Nut got a 9 out of 10, I saw. Well done. Congratulations. Dave, got to give you another shout out. Are we going to do this? Come on, buddy. How are we going to do
well
this?
Done, Dave.
You can go behind your chair and jump up, mate. Let's
All
see
right,
if,
you watch my knees
your knees can
crack
take it.
There you go. By the way, I've got to wear this. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me. There you go. Oh, bloody,
Very
I love
nice.
this. Look, I love Jason. He's getting me up. Right, you ready? Do that.
Go for it.
Ready? Dave!
Very nice, mate.
There you go. You are the first guest, Jason. You are the first guest to ever join in with all the Dave shouts. It's brilliant.
Good on you.
See, this is why this guy's a legend. This is why we love him to bits. There you go. Let's move on to our next game. Congratulations to everyone who got it right.
Well
in the
done,
chat.
Niners. Epic work.
That is damn good going. That is damn good going. We mentioned we got a couple of remasters tonight. We've obviously already had Dead Rising, but this is another classic game. This came out on Thursday on PC. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
From Revolution Software comes a new, enhanced version of the adventure that defined a genre. Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged. An innocent vacation in Paris unwittingly draws young American George Stobart into a mysterious and shocking conspiracy rooted in medieval treachery. As George, you are thrown into the arms of intrigue as you uncover a sinister collusion which could cast the world into chaos. Embark upon a trailblazing exploration across Europe and the Middle East, where the people you meet weave riddles around you. Uncover their infernal secrets, reveal their monstrous plan. Call upon your deepest strength and staunch resolve to challenge these conspirators to betray their unspeakable truth. This is clandestine. This is arcane. This is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, Reforged.
There you go, folks. Now, I never played the original, but I remember seeing it everywhere, and I know friends of mine had it as well. Jenny says, are we in a time machine? It's going to feel that way. We've got that many remasters tonight. It's insane. Broken Sword is an amazing game series. They better bring this out on Laserdisc. Oh, God, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Dave, for people who don't know what Broken Sword is, please elaborate for our audience.
Yeah, Broken Sword. It's a very well-known adventure game series. Started in 1996 when this one was originally out. It was a really good, point-and-click adventure game. One of the best in the genre. Does have quite an infamous puzzle in it that always comes in one of those lists of like most ridiculous puzzles that people got stuck on. It involves a goat later in the game. If you've played it, you know the one I'm talking about. But they've taken the game, obviously redone it all for modern audiences. They've redone a lot of the animation and stuff to bring it up to like 4K standards, make all the characters look a bit nicer. Still kept the main game the same though. You're playing as George Stobart, who's on holiday in Paris, gets caught up in an explosion at a cafe, and then he meets up with a reporter called Nico, who's investigating the explosion. They both get just drawn into this like big conspiracy involving the Knights Templar. And it was a pretty good story, if I remember. Long time since I played it, so I'm kind of tempted to play it again because I really can't remember much of it now. But I remember fully enjoying it, apart from that freaking goat puzzle.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah, it was really good. I think they've done a few little tweaks to this just to bring it to sort of modern standards as well. I think they've improved the way some of the puzzles are, so you're not going to get quite as stuck. And there's a new mode here to make things a bit simpler for people who aren't that good at the adventure games. But there is still an original mode in there to keep the puzzles the same as it ever were. And I think you can flick between the original graphics as well and the new style graphics, which is quite cool. So it looks like a good place to step into it if you've never played it before. The series is still going. I think there's even a sixth one that's in the works coming out.
Blimey, okay.
Next year, perhaps.
Blimey, that's cool. Jason, did you ever play the original of this one?
Yeah, I did, but I can't confess to having the same clarity of memory that Dave just displayed there. No, I was always into the... I remember kind of rediscovering gaming to a certain extent because I went to university in 89 to 92. And I didn't really play many video games in that period because I was too busy trying to, get my degree and stuff. And so I rediscovered gaming in terms of spending most evenings doing it in the early, mid to late 90s. And it was that kind of CD-ROM era. Do you know what I mean? Like, the chat, we're talking about the Laserdisc thing. In fact, one of my favorite sort of games of this genre is Dragon's Lair on the Mega CD. It's a really good game, actually. I was quite. I've got the Mega Drive there, and I've got the. I can say, you can see the covers off it because I slot it into my Mega CD. I've always wanted to do a little build of that, actually, like a little kind of almost like a Raspberry Pi style home miniature, arcade machine, but use the Mega Drive and the Mega CD as the hardware. I think it would work really well. But so I like it. Monkey Island, all that sort of stuff. I loved it. Don't remember it that well, but I really like I like the fact they're returning to it. There's a lot of, it's a great story. It's a lovely, dark, interesting, fascinating take on that series. And I think it's brilliant that they're resurrecting it.
Yeah. We're going to talk about something in a minute about remasters and when should they be done and when they shouldn't. It's beautifully segued from this, but I think this is one of these games that it deserves it. And, it's repiqued my interest because I used to see this all around, never got to play it originally, but I know a lot of people think of it so fondly. So this would be something that I'd now reach out and get. Folks, get your scores. See, Danka said I'd go and replay it again. Do it. Let's get your scores in. Let's have a look. 8.5 says Gozzo for this one. Got to be an 8 for such a classic game, but let's go 8.5 again, says Iron Nut. There you go. I'm just going to take Jason off screen for 1 second. There you go. Off you go, my friend. He'll be back in a second. Let's have a look. What else did we do? So I'm just scrolling up. Also, old school. It's an 8 out of 10. Manic says a suspicious 8 suspicious clowns out of 10. I like that. Folks, get your scores in. I'm just scrolling down. Let's see if I've missed any. Where are we? Moggs, 8.5. Kelp Brenny, mouthful of a title, 7.5. What else we got? M says an 8. Ghost Carrot says, I feel it's a niche game, even as a remaster, maybe a 7. Jenny, 7.5. Moonbeard, 7. Flame, 8. Dogbox, Rob, good to see you, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you at Format this week. 7. Queeky, an 8. Did we lose Jason? He'll be back. He'll be back in a minute. He's just had to pop off. 8.5, as long worded again. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 9 for this. I remember it being a really good game, so I think it'll still be scoring high.
There you go. Right, okay. All right. Last chance, folks. This is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars Reforged. Out last Thursday on PC. Rob says, hello, mate. Oh, you beer. Awesome. Dude, if you're there at the industry party tomorrow night, we can have it then. If not, Thursday or Friday, I'll be there. I will definitely have a beer and then I can buy you one back. There you go. That's my evening sorted. So what we'll do, I've got a plan because Jason's not here to score, but we'll just go crack on with the show. So sweet. Nice one, Rob. I'll see you there tomorrow. I can tell you this got, and do you know what? It's funny because Iron Nut was commenting that he doesn't normally get them right and he's always 0.5 out, but he went, do you know what? I'll go for an 8.5 on this one. I bet he's glad he is because this got an 8.5 out of 10 on average. 8.5 out of 10. So you were just a shy off there, Dave, just a little bit off. There you go. So there you go. So again, technically our second highest scoring game of the night. We got quite high scores tonight. It's been quite
some good stuff.
varied. We're doing very, very well. Doing very, very well. So we'll move on. We'll crack on with the show because Jason will be back. Don't worry. Congratulations to everyone who did it. Mr. Paul Monaghan got it right. Well done. Do go check out Pixel Addict magazine. It's awesome. As he says, next copy is out 14th of October. There you go. On top of my brain. I hope I got that right, Paul. Thank you so much. And let's move on. So we've been talking. So far tonight. We've already had 2 games that are remasters. 2 games that are remasters. See what Jason's there. If he gives me the thumbs up, I'll bring him back on screen. So Jason missed the scoring. This got an. I'm not going to ask you what the score is because I've got a clever idea, Jason. So This got an 8.5 out of 10 was the score for Broken Sword. So you said, Jason, didn't you? 8.5 as you went off to the toilet, didn't you?
Yeah. 8.5. Yeah.
There you go. So drop Jason's links. Go support the crowdfunder, the Kickstarter. Go check out the website. Go follow him on Twitter.
Thanks, guys.
All those. Look at that. Well done.
That's really lucky, wasn't it? Because it's like the right kind of time to bring to promote my Kickstarter movie.
There you go.
Control AI Delete. 8.5. I said it, didn't I? I said it.
You said just as he stood up from his chair.
It wasn't on mic.
Unbelievable how good a guess that was.
I know. No one could have got that right. It's brilliant. Well done. Well done, Jason. Awesome. There you go.
Thank you, boys.
I've got a plan for everything. We sorted.
Absolutely.
So we were talking about remasters. We've already had 2 remasters tonight. But this is a remaster that's been not officially announced. But Dave, don't you moan about fix. You always try and fix the score anyway, Mr. Johnson, cheeky. So this is where I kind of think that remasters go a bit insane. Because it has been announced that, not officially, but it looks like it's happening, we are going to get a PlayStation 5 remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out in 2017. Bearing in mind, the sequel came out 2 years ago, and also in 2021, it got a PS5 update.
No way.
Now, this isn't the first time that PlayStation have done this because Last of Us Part 2 remaster that came out literally 2 years after the game came out. I have a problem with this. Now, the reason they're stipulating this is apparently there's been a rating that's come out for this. It's literally just been taken off PS Plus, which is normally an indication that a remaster or something's going to come out. But I'm just like, 2017. Why does this need a remaster? Why? Games like Broken Sword, Dead Rising, I understand, but I have a massive issue with this because no one's asked for this. Can you honestly tell me that there's anyone that is wanting a remaster from a game from 2017? Please, because if you are, please tell me. I'm not going to have a go at you, but tell me why. I find this mind-boggling. And the fact that they did The Last of Us Part 2 and it was only 2 years old. Come on, PlayStation, what are you doing? What is this?
Well, they're going to be hoping they can make some money out of it, aren't they? Because it is a popular franchise. So,
well, yeah, probably because they're not going to sell any consoles at 700 quid a pop. That's probably why they're doing it.
So it's this thing they're calling spectral super resolution. That's what it is.
Right.
I had to look it up. I just remember... I remember because we did the Gadget Show podcast, like I think it was like the morning after the announcement.
Okay.
That shocked the world that the ceiling had been broken, and the new PS5 was going to be more money than any console ever. Yeah. And the spectral super resolution is this new 4K AI enhanced resolution boost, and related to that is the advanced ray tracing that they're pushing, and I'm a big fan of ray tracing. I do think if you get the ray tracing right on even a kind of cartoon style game, it can look weirdly real. Like it can look like you're looking at a live action actual cartoon character. Because it's how we see things, isn't it? It's how we perceive distance and depth and texture and so on. So I'm guessing what this is about is they've gone to some of their big franchise suppliers like Gran Turismo and The Last of Us, and they've said, we've got this new hardware coming. What can we do? And that's what it is, rather than a kind of cynical reploughing of the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd be all right with it if it was 10 years old, maybe. Like you say, like the 10-year anniversary. I just think it's still a bit soon. I get the people. There might be people that have not played it though. Sorry, Dave. Just to interrupt. I think there's people that might not have played it that then might say, "Well, see, I'd never played The Last of Us Part 2, so I had a lot of people moaning at me that I was playing the remaster." But I was like, "Yeah, but I never played the original, so for me, it was perfectly fine." So there is that aspect. But Dave, sorry, you were going to say something.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say. I mean, the original does still look good. You know, it did have a nice 60 FPS patch for the PS5 to make it run well. Yeah, as well. So it's still a perfectly good and playable game.
Yeah.
I don't doubt they could make it look, better because the follow up, looks amazing. So I don't doubt they could put that graphics tech back into this game. Improve the way it looks, improve the lighting. It's still going to play the same. It's still the same story that I've already played and enjoyed. So I've got no reason to play it again because I enjoyed all the twists and turns in the story. I had a good twist to it.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think that I'd hope they would at least fix in this is the way they did the conversations, because they're always a bit stilted in the original. Didn't feel like it had much life to them. It was just like a static camera shot on a character talking and switching to another character.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't done particularly well. I hope they'd sort of tweak that and make them look a bit more cinematic with different camera angles while the characters are talking. Give it more life to the conversation, because that was definitely a weak point to that game. But aside from that, the way it played, the way it looked. It looked good at the time. Still looks pretty good now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do with the graphics in the remaster.
It's the narrative nature of the game that I think is the problem. It's the kind of procedural thing. Whereas I don't think you'd be saying the same thing about the upgraded version, the new badged up Gran Turismo 7, which they're also bringing out, which is going to, and unless I'm dumb, like it's not ready to go. It wasn't ready to go 6 months ago. So it'll be a new version of Gran Turismo 7 because they're going to use this enhanced badge, aren't they? That whatever it's called, there's a badge on it and it says, so if you've got a PlayStation 5 Pro, you can run it, I don't know, at 4K, 120 frames or whatever it is. In fact, wasn't there a, I'm sure I saw something, and this, I probably got this wrong, but I'm sure I saw someone running a PS5 Pro on a YouTube video or in a magazine or somewhere, and it was an 8K. But I might have been.
Originally the PS5 on its box, the original version of the console, does say 8K on it. I think there's only one game that could do 8K, which is The Tourist. Because no one really has 8K TVs. I think anyone ever really tested it.
No.
But then they did take that 8K badge off the refresh of the PS5 console.
Right, okay.
I think it's reappearing back on the PS5 Pro box.
I'm just saying basically that if you're not, if you're a sim head, and I'm a bit of a sim head, then you are going to get a PS5 Pro if you're a PlayStation advocate and play, the driving game par excellence for that platform in the highest resolution possible.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I think it's to do with the genre of game as opposed to just Horizon's issue.
Yeah. I think there's some things. I've said enough. I'm going to leave it there. I had a rant. I'm just going to stop.
No, we love the rants, though, bro.
I know. Yeah, I rant.
We love the rants.
I love the rant. I've had a rant about Sony. I'm not being baited by the EGX rant.
I keep seeing it in chat. I'm like, what's this?
I baiting it.
I don't want to get you going on that, but I'm really intrigued. What's the issue?
I'll tell you after the show, Jason.
All right, cool.
Oh God, yeah. But there you go. Now, obviously, Jason is our guest tonight, and we have been dropping his links for his new film. The Kickstarter officially kicks off on Friday. I'm not doing an EGX rant, Ben. Behave. I'll tell you of a drink tomorrow night when we're at Format. But we played the first trailer earlier. I'm about to play the second trailer.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Control, AI, delete. Check this out, people.
AI Delete, a new comedy feature film.
I'm Mark Felgate. I'm a stand-up comic, actor, and the other half of the writing team. I'm also a ventriloquist. Are you really? Yes, I am. No way. This way. When the rollout of a new artificial intelligence goes wrong, the world descends into chaos.
Nothing works. Planes fall out of the sky, stock markets and banks crash, there are blackouts, riots.
It gets real! But amid the turmoil, a geeky band of gamers are attending their beloved annual retro gaming convention in Skegness.
Thanks, man.
That's cool. I'm gonna bring up the website now as well. Officially show the website. So, folks, seriously, this is going to be superb. I can't wait. I've spoken to Jason other times outside of Timeless and this talking about this project. I am super excited for this. We're even considering how on earth. I know Jason's looking at doing a number of premieres when the film comes out, and we've got some crazy idea to somehow do something with Timeless, but we can't say because we don't know how we're going to do
the Timeless premiere would be a thing, man. That's what we're going to do. We
want to try and do that. We want to make it a thing.
But we got to fund it first in order to do that.
No, if you want to go to the premiere, right, at Timeless Gaming Convention of what is going to be this amazing film, then you need to go check out the website and you need to get on the Kickstarter and you need to back it and you need to buy some merch to fund it. What else do they need to do, Jason?
Well, as you said, and I really appreciate it, everyone listening, it's a grassroots project, this. Don't go thinking that because 10 years ago, whatever it was, I used to be on the telly, that I'm flush. I'm not. I'm skint. And I've got 3 kids. And I have to work every month just to pay the mortgage. This is a passion project. Everyone involved in it is not getting paid. All the money that goes into this project is going to go into the production budget. And hopefully down the line, we might be able to sell it to, a streaming platform, but that's a long way off. Right now, we're looking at 3 weeks. We're going to film the whole thing in 3 weeks. We're going to do it in around about March of 2025. When we get, my wife keeps telling me, be positive. When we get funded this month, it starts on Friday morning this week, 7 a.m. over on Kickstarter. We're going to go straight away into pre-production and we're going to pre-produce the what's-its out of it so that's how we can save money. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to be rolling camera and doing multiple takes. We're going to have that locked, yeah? We've got a small crew, tight team, some really great actors, friends, people that you might recognize, an amazing team doing the music. I can't give it away. You might know, but don't say if you do.
I do know, so I'll keep
I think if people came to Timeless, I actually said, and I probably should have done, but there's a really cool musical act who are going to be curating the music. A big name from the 90s. They also have done several tracks for prominent video games in their time. And we've got a director from LA, an old friend of mine, just happened to go off with her daughter, who was my daughter's friend at school. They went off to LA. She became a film director. She's going to come back and film it. We're going to shoot the whole thing in Skeggy. What you saw there was me about 6 weeks ago with a tripod, and I asked a bloke to help me find someone to go through camera. He got a little aggressive with people and a bit forceful. I was like, all right, mate, easy. And we found this guy who we called Mr. Birdseye. And he was like, yeah, mate, I'll do that. Where do you want me? And he went through shot and then he turned around and came back. It was bloody awesome. And it's that sort of project. It's not a bunch of, Channel 4 executives sitting in a bloody Soho production office, right? There's a reason why I left TV, right? I loved my time on the TV. I loved it, right? But I left to do projects like this, passion projects, that don't require endless emails or where they don't even reply to your goddamn email. And when they want to do it, they want to take 50% or they want to, have editorial control. And I'm just sick of it, right? I'm doing this. We wrote it with a friend of mine. We wrote a movie 10 years ago. Right, 12 years ago, about a couple of guys who train a bird to catch a ball in mid-flight and drop it in the 18th hole and win a Bentley. It's called Pigeonholed, right? We tried to sell it. It stars the same characters that are in this movie. We couldn't sell it. We couldn't get production companies to do it. There was no Kickstarter. My mate got ill. He's a comedian, one of my oldest friends, so ill that he was in hospital for 3 weeks and almost died. And I rang him and I said, when you get well, mate, we're going to write another movie. And we're going to get it made. And that's what this movie is. It's got the same lead character from the other film, Smith, based on someone I went to school with, right? A guy who could have been something, but he's far too nice. He's useless. And he's now looking down the barrel of having been at the same supermarket for 10 years. And his life hasn't turned out like he thought it was going to turn out, yeah? But in the crisis of a world in chaos because of a rogue AI rollout, his retro gaming skills, his spirit, his underdog spirit and his mates are going to pull through. That's what Control AI Delete is. And please back it. Please, I would really appreciate it.
So the link's just been put back in the chat again. Thank you, Dan. Go check it out. Jenny said, when is the Kickstarter? It's this Friday.
Yeah, but you can
Launching this
sign up
Friday.
now. You can sign up to be notified on the Kickstarter now. Just click on the Kickstarter on the old controlAIdelete.net website.
There you go. Couple of questions for you before we move on with the show. Firstly, is Paul from Battle Rigs in it? We know.
Yeah,
Paul.
he is. He's playing a lorry driver.
we played his video. He did a short video for Timeless. We did a recap Timeless show, and he filmed the bit where you were pumping up your tire, but he was making it like he was pumping up your arm.
Bicep. Yeah, no, yeah.
That was so good.
No, he's a lovely man, and he's done a lot of like amateur dramatics. He's actually quite handy. But I know he's playing a lorry driver. That crash into the expo. Who knows?
See, and it's because of Sawyer, who knows Paul, and Paul knows you. Is how we got introduced. So I love that. It's like how people come together. I love that. They're both absolutely wonderful guys. So thank you so much for making that happen. Also, I'm gonna plug this as well because I like plugging other events. Unfortunately, I can't be there on the Saturday. I'm only there on the Sunday. Right. But Jason will be at Play Expo in Blackpool talking about this very film on a special panel with said special musical guests. Do I know who they are? But I'm keeping my mouth shut because I don't want to
because they're going to be announced. Because obviously you'll know when you see them in the promo. So when the Kickstarter drops on Friday, you can see one of the promos that we've just watched on the Kickstarter right now. But that will change to the full 4-minute promo when we get to Friday morning, and you'll see the group in question there. But one of them's going to be at Play Expo.
Yeah, I'm gutted I can't be there the Saturday. I'm only there on the Sunday. It's so annoying.
That's cool, man. Thank
Paul
you.
says I'm at Play, but can't do the Sunday. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss Paul as well.
What's going on? What's going on?
I know. I need to sort my life out, especially with this comment. Timeless hasn't been confirmed and the movie hasn't been filmed yet, but Middle-Aged Gamer Guy has planned the premiere. Yes, me and Jason have got it all sorted. We know what we're doing. And I'm going to say this now, but because obviously before Play Expo, we've got format that's happening this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I did hint, because we are doing a mini pop-up Timeless Gaming Convention at format on the Friday.
Yeah.
I said that we may or may not announce something. I can tell you that we will be making a very special announcement about the next Timeless Gaming Convention if you are at the event on Friday night. That's all I'm saying. There you go.
Cool.
There you go. So me and Jason are probably going to have in-depth meetings and stuff and plan a red carpet premiere and everything. And
yes, let's do that.
And find someone to fund it so we don't have to.
Banner in the works, the old funding.
Yeah. Sawyer, I will let you know because we've got a meeting on the Thursday afternoon, so don't worry. Also, Sawyer wants to audition. He's got previous acting work, so there you go.
Oh, nice. Epic, mate. Epic.
There you go. Get right in. Right, let's crack on with the show. We've got a couple more games to get through. Cool. This is the first of 2 strategy games we've got tonight. This is a sequel, and this is set in the icy depths. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frostpunk 2.
Don't retaliate if attacked. A ceasefire is being negotiated. Avoid escalation. Avoid escalation. Avoid escalation. Oceanic seal the alpha. An extreme weather warning is in effect. That the steward has a plan. Better times lie ahead.
So there you go, folks. That is Frostpunk 2, which is out on PC. It's also out on PC Game Pass. This came out on Friday. Dave, tell us a little bit more of this strategy game.
Yeah, so this one's a city builder, but it's a survival city builder. And you're playing in a sort of nuclear winter type environment. Nothing but snow's around, so you've got to try and keep everybody warm in your city. So you've got to scrounge for resources whilst trying to expand the city and keep your citizens warm, keep them fed, and all that sort of stuff. And you're going to have some sort of morally dubious decisions you have to make. I remember there was one in the first game where you could decide whether to give the kids an education or put them to work in your mines to get coal in the city. Send them to work, it keeps them off the streets, I say.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So you got more stuff like that in this one, and this one's going through a bit of a sort of bigger scope, because the first one looked a bit more sort of intimate in the way it sort of presented the city. You could see the citizens, moving around that city, whereas this one's a bit more sort of pulled back in its view. So you've got a bigger sort of map to work on, so you can really expand the city out into new regions. And whilst you're doing all this, you've got to sort of play factions, in the populace against each other in a way, because you want to get certain laws passed, so you need to get the favour of a certain faction to help you out, but you've got to promise them that you'll do something in the future. Yeah. And will you keep your promise or not? Because if you break your promise too, they might turn against you and start rioting, trying to get you overthrown. So there's quite a lot of things to keep your eye on while you play this, try and keep it all running smoothly. So it looks pretty good. I think the first one's meant to be a good game, and this one looks like a pretty good sequel. Looks like they haven't played it too safe. Add a lot of new stuff to it to make it a decent follower.
Okay. Jason, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, love I'm a big fan of the steampunk genre. Used to live in Lincoln, and it's one of its most popular events is the Steampunk Festival, where everyone descends on the kind of cobbled streets. Have you ever been there?
No,
it's incredible. It's incredible. And it's cosplay, but steampunk. It's incredible. I love that whole aesthetic. Love the idea of the kind of winter is coming. And yes, I've never played that. I'm not a big strategy fan, but I have dabbled. And I've dabbled more sort of mobile strategy games, really. That's my kind of, journeying backwards and forth. Because I don't know if you know, but I live in Cornwall. So I do huge amounts of travel. And I don't like to drive everywhere. So I try and get the train and the coach and all that lot, right? This looks like an absolute winner. I don't know if it would work on the Steam Deck, because it looked like quite graphically intense, Dave. It looked like quite a serious affair.
Yeah, I think it needs sort of a beefy PC from what I've read. So I don't think
although the PC Game Pass thing, I can probably hack that and get that going on the old Steam Deck. Which is I think it looks amazing, beautiful, really, really intrigued.
All right, let's see what then. Let's get some scores in. Let's see again. Danka says seems to be running a theme with me. He's sticking to an 8.5. Manic says an 8. Mog says an 8. Gozza says an 8.5. I give it 8 Frost Seasons out of 10. I love the fact that Manic's just theming everyone. Ironut, 8. Ghost Carrot, 8. M, 7.5. Icon says, I feel like I've committed to an 8.5 for the whole night of the points. So, 8.5. Strategy is hit and miss with me, but a story that hooks me, I'm in. Flame, 7. Jenny, 7.5. Dave, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go for an 8.5 as well.
8.5 as well. Jason, what say you?
Well, I was going to go 8.5, but because Dave's gone 8.5.
You can do the same if you want. You don't have to.
You have the same, mate.
It's more fun, isn't it? I'll go for 8.
Okay, go for an 8. Yeah. There you go. So, folks, last chance. This is Frostpunk 2, which came out last Friday on PC and is on PC Game Pass. And if there are no more scores in the chat, it's probably a good thing you didn't go with Dave's scores, Jason, because this did actually get 8 out of 10 on average.
Wow.
There you go. So, again, go check out Control AI. Click on it now. Guys.
Well done to everyone that got 8.
Yeah, well done. Gozzo, well done. 8. He snuck in an 8 there. I'll let you have that. Just snuck that in just in time. I'll let you have that, buddy. Ghost Carrot, well done. Iron Nut, well done. Manic, Mogs, well done for all getting that right. You lot are legends. There you go. Moving swiftly on. I'm gonna power through the next couple of games here. Here's something a little bit retro, but also modern. Let's check this out. Based on the films and the TV show, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Karate Kid Street Rumble. There you go. There you go. Bit of a side scroll. We've had quite a few of these that look really good. Obviously, we had Shredder's Revenge 2 years ago. We've got that Toxic Crusaders game that's coming out, and a few of us. And this is falling in the line of that by the looks of things. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Another side-scrolling beat 'em up. Yeah, you reference those particular games, but yeah, I always say like Streets of Rage, and I'm referencing this type. So that's always my particular favourite in that genre. But this looks quite cool if you're a Karate Kid fan. This is I think sort of going back through the original trilogy. So
nice. Okay.
With Mr. Miyagi in it. So yeah, you're going to be playing as the usual characters. You've got Daniel and Mr. Miyagi, and then a couple of the characters, Ali Mills and Kamiko. So just to round out the cast. But then you'll come up against some of the famous villains from the series, like Johnny Lawrence and John Kreese, etc. And you'll go through famous locations from the film. So it looks like a good one to hit your nostalgia. Really, that's what this one's going for. The pixel art style they're going for looks really cool. I like the look of that. But I'm always a sucker for pixel art. I think it's meant to be reasonably decent to play. Not as good as some like the other more recent ones we've had in the genre. I think that some people comment that the controls aren't quite right at the moment.
Okay,
I think they could fix it with a bit of patch into it, perhaps in the coming months. And I think at the moment, for what it is, it kind of feels a little bit overpriced to me. Because it's like £35 on Steam, which for that type of game just feels a bit too much. If it was more like the sort of 20 mark, 15 or 20, I'd probably say I could just drop that money on that and play it. But I know 35 for what it is feels a little bit on the high side at the minute. So for me, I'd probably sort of wait for a sale for this one.
Yeah. Okay, Jason, your thoughts on this?
I absolutely love it, but I concur with my compadre that the price that I'm looking at on Steam, $34.99, is too much. Maybe they need to kind of grab some early adopters or whatever, but it still feels like a little bit of a Mickey take. I agree, $24.99, something like that, would be more reasonable. But love the look of it. Can't get enough of the Karate Kid world. That whole ecosystem is it's so evocative, not just of our youth, but also of the current sort of YouTube generations. Cobra Kai. It's such an interesting the West Valley High, Cobra Kai Dojo, they're all in there, the All Valley tournament. I'm just looking there. I just want to visit those locations. I want to go there. And I love side-scrolling beat-em-ups. One of my favorite games of all time is a Double Dragon. And I love anything that's similar to that. I love the Turtles game you mentioned. Shredder's, was it? I was playing that. What was the one that was it Utah Saints did the music for recently? What was that one?
Oh God,
Fatal Fury. No, I forget what it was called. I'll find it in a minute. But I just love them. Again, it's a perfect pairing with some. Sorry, you're going to jump in? Did you know the name?
Final Vendetta. Thank you, Paul. That's the one. Great
really
game.
Good. Yeah, love them. Absolutely love it. And so it sits in all those in all those sort of spaces. But just the cute little Danny character. I really like that look. I like the style of the art. And I reckon I'm going to be buying this. You've cost me quite a lot of money.
Yeah, sorry, Jason. I'm going to have to take you up. I'm going to end up funding your film premiere at this rate. I think.
I hope so, mate. Yeah, that's good. Love it.
Sweet. Let's see what people are saying. Mog said 7, but in my upcoming mag review, I gave it 81%. I'll give it 8 Mr. Miyagi's out of 10. There you go. 8.5 Crane Kicks out of 10. Will started with an 8, then dropped down to a 7. Jenny said, oof, at the price, 6.5. Gozzo, 6.5. Who else we got? Flame, 7.5. Iron Nut, 7. Jason, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
7.5.
7.5. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try a 7.
Okay, last chance chat. This is the Karate Kid Street Rumble. Came out last Friday. It's on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And if there are no other guesses, Iron Nut said a 7. I can tell you that the controls must be janky on this, and the price doesn't sit well, because this, I was a bit shocked by this. This is averaging out at a 5.5.
Oh no!
Weak.
Oh no!
So really, like, average.
Yeah,
I
that
was
does
like,
that does
ouch.
impact me.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, okay. So maybe wait until it's cheaper. Check it out at a later date. Maybe if they do an update to the controls. But at the moment, yeah, might want to just, unless you're a massive fan. Yeah, see, Nintendo Life gave it 8. This is what's the thing, but so many bad reviews for it. So it's like, ouch. So nobody got that one right. But yeah, 5.5 on average, which is a bit of a crane kick to the nuts. I'm not going to lie. That just came to me, that one as well. It wasn't even planned.
Nice. I like it.
So let's quickly move on to more news, and then we'll get our last 2 games of the night. So this one we talked about, we said a couple of weeks ago on this very show, there is going to be a new Yakuza / Like a Dragon game announced on the 20th, which was on Friday, and it was announced. It is absolutely bonkers. As you know, the Yakuza and Like a Dragon games are absolutely bonkers. And this is really taking it up a level, because the next Yakuza Like a Dragon game is going to be called, let me get this right, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Not. Everyone thought this was a joke. And not only this, it was revealed on Friday. And literally, this game was actually leaked back in May. And because it stated that it had one of the protagonists from Yakuza 0, and it was a pirate-themed game, and it was going to be centered around like the same sort of areas that this year's Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, like on the thing of Hawaii, everyone went, nah, but it bloody well is. So it's going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And I do love these games, but yeah, going to be absolutely, 30-hour game apparently. So not as big as Infinite Wealth, which was a huge game, but it's going to be insane. So yeah, my questions very quickly to Dave and Jason: where can they go next? Is it going to be Yakuza in space? What do we reckon next?
I was about to say that. Yakuza in the center of the earth, something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting though, because if any genre can be unpredictable and truly bizarre, it's gaming, isn't it? And actually, I like it. I think just that's what I want. I want my narratives not to be like just film noir, or thrillers, or kind of like horror games that are just down the same old, route. I quite like it. You've definitely caught my attention. I'll be looking this up.
There you go. They should do Yakuza in Skegness.
I think that's a great idea.
There you go. It could be the sequel to Control AI Delete.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. I like it. Yeah.
Here you go. So when we get more info on that game, we'll let you know. But we did say it was going to get announced a few weeks ago on this show, and blimey, didn't it get announced? I tell you, I've got to read that title out again. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's insane. I love that.
Tell us what it is. Good title.
Oh, my life. I'll tell you what, Sega are just like loving life right now. Let's move on to our final 2 games of the night. Again, our second strategy game of the night. Now, this literally came out today. It's also on PC. I believe this is also on PC Game Pass, if I got this right. But this one is, hang on, nearly hit the wrong button then. This one is Ara History Untold. Let's have a look at this one.
The constraints of the past are history. Here, you rule the way you've always wanted. Your choices will remake the world. And every turn becomes an opportunity to triumph. your world now.
Play it day one with PC Game Pass.
There you go. Danka confirmed it even before the trailer could confirm it. It is on PC Game Pass. So there you go. Dave, tell us about this one. I also want to say hello to Drawn Unicycle that was in chat earlier. I didn't say hello. My apologies. Hope you're well, buddy. Dave, off you go.
This is a grand strategy game in the same sort of style as Sidmere's Civilization games. This is doing like a similar thing. It's one of what they call those sort of 4X grand strategies.
Yes.
So it's one of those ones where there's quite a lot of depth to it. You'll be doing a lot of sort of diving into menus to sort of manage various bits of your civilization. And the main sort of thing you got to do is there's a number of historical figures you can pick to sort of guide your civilization at the start of the game. Yeah. And then you're kind of going through different ages of the civilization from like, very basic technology, up to a sort of futuristic level. And you've got to try and guide your civilization through that, trying to fight off like other civilizations that are trying to grow at the same rate as you. You're either entering into battles with them or you'll just outpace them with your technology. But as I say, because it's one of these grand strategy ones, a lot of menu diving, what I've seen of the videos I watched, which, some people quite like that, really get into the minutiae of, controlling exactly what's going on. For other people, it might be a bit of a turn off. I can't say I've ever really got into that level of strategy game. I prefer them a little bit more on the sort of simpler side. You're not sort of say diving into menus every 5 seconds, but Sidmere's Civilization's been going for a long time, so this is just kind of like doing the same thing that those have. And if that series has done well, this one could potentially do pretty well as well.
I'm not gonna lie, this didn't grab me. It's not my kind of thing. It's not going
to be for everyone at all.
But I know there's a big audience for this kind of game, and people would like this. I get that. So I hope it does well. I know we've got another Civilization game coming soon because they announced it this summer. So hopefully this just as well. Jason, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, nothing deep. I'm like you. I'm not a Sid Meier kind of guy. I never was. I've dabbled, but I'm far more interested in Frostpunk 2. Yeah, because of the fictional world. It's an environment that I want to explore. I saw a lot of actors sat in a throne. I was like, well, I mean, there wasn't enough gameplay in it really for me to have any really in-depth opinion.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's one of those trailers where it felt that I always worry. I mean, apart from the Plucky Squire that's obviously done well, I always worry when we show trailers that don't show much gameplay because that says to me they haven't got much faith in their game. Or it's just their marketing people have just lost the plot on what they should be showing. But as you see, right, let's look at scores. Let's see if we can guess what this has got. Let's go. Manic says 8 pugs out of 10 because yes, there was a pug in that. There you go.
There was.
Whale says pug in the trailer must be an 8.5. Drawn Unicycle says. So not my game, and I'm now mad at Mag for getting me. He says jokes. At least I said hello. I forgot. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. 7 out of 10. Danka says I'm going 8. Iron Nut 8. Gozzo 8. Jason, let's start with you. What do you reckon for this one?
I'm just reading Sawyer's comment. I need a new Command and Conquer.
Oh, yeah.
There's an RTS I can get behind. I'm going to go. I'm going 7.5.
Okay, 7.5 from Jason, 6.5 from Flame, 5.5 from Jenny. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8 for this one.
I'm for an 8. Okay, folks, last chance. This is Ara History Untold, which came out today on PC and PC Game Pass. And if there are no more suggestions, I can tell you for our penultimate game, this did get, well done, Dave, 8 out of 10. There you go. And well done, Gozzo, Iron Nut, Danka, Manic, well done. I don't think I missed anyone else out. You're getting all shout outs. Well done. Don't forget, you can do exclamation Dave in chat to give Dave a shout out. But Dave, how would you like your shout out?
You can do your walk on from the side of the screen, mate.
Would you like it with the real me or would you like it with the pixelated me?
Let's go with the pixelated you again.
Okay, right. Working out. Jason's like, what the hell do I do for this one? Don't worry. We got it covered. Don't worry.
You got it covered.
Right. You ready, Dave?
Go for it, mate.
Dave!
Very nice.
It's great,
Yes,
isn't it?
the better looking version.
It is. It's so much better looking. And he's got the Bob Ross hair, which really sets it off. So there you go. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Moving on to our final game of the night. And we said there was a number of remasters. And this remaster landed today on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And that game is Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed. I nearly got that title totally wrong. Let's go.
In a world ravaged by a mysterious villain and his terrifying goons, the fate of its citizens rests in the hands of one.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I remember a lot of the Disney games. I don't remember this one at all. So this feels new to me, this one.
It was originally on the Wii. I don't think it was on any of the platforms way back when. And it was 2010, I think it was originally out. So it was on the Wii. It had motion controls.
Yeah.
So, yes, they've stripped out the motion controls now. Because a lot of the time, the motion controls weren't particularly good on the Wii game. So they stripped those out for the modern platforms and, brought it to more consoles. So, this will let more people play it. Because whilst the Wii was popular,
yeah,
a lot of people might have still overlooked this one. In this particular one, it's a 3D platform where you're playing as Mickey. He's ended up in a land where a lot of the forgotten sort of Disney characters have ended up. Like, I think it's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He's ended up there, along with a lot of other famous ones. So this is delving into a lot of Disney history, which is quite cool. So you'll get to explore this land and try and fix a problem that Mickey has caused in there, which is causing it to sort of disappear. Yeah. And he uses magic paintbrush. You can bring things to life in the environment or take them out of existence in the environment. So you can use that to sort of solve the puzzles or fight the enemies. It looks quite interesting. Yeah, as you say, you weren't aware of this one. I think a lot of people missed it, but it's probably an interesting one if you into sort of Disney and some of the history of the older characters. There's a lot that you don't see these days. It's stuck away in the archives, but you'll probably get a lot of it in here. And I think some of the areas you'll go to reference like some of the old cartoons as well. I think there's bits where you go for like the Steamboat Willie cartoon.
Oh, nice.
Mickey Mouse. So there's a lot of stuff like that you're going to be sort of delving into. So I think it's cool if you like your Disney history.
There you go. So a lot of people said apparently this came out 2010, so 14 years. See that 14 years for me, that deserves a remaster.
Yeah, that's all right.
You can do that. You can get away with that, can't you?
Yeah. Jason, your thoughts on this one?
Is the Steamboat Willie the kind of black and white 1930s?
Yeah, that's right.
Thing? Yeah. I kind of woke up at that point. Like it suddenly switched to platform. It was a little non-platformy. And I was kind of, because I'm a grown ass man, right? I'm not dressing up as Mickey Mouse, and my kids aren't young enough to take him to Disneyland anymore. So I'm out of that kind of phase of my life, and I was never lining up for the cutesy kind of Disney thing, even though I respect it massively. But I really like I like the artwork in this, and it looked interesting. And the concept of the brush wielded like a wand, that's quite powerful and quite magical. reigniting old characters, old IPs in amazing environments that have some form of historical context. Yeah, it actually, from the midpoint to the end, it won me over.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a shame though that some form of motion via, say, the Switch couldn't be introduced into this game, because the Wii was known because it was an extraordinarily physical experience. The Switch has done a great job of finessing some of those physical interactions, and a game like this with a swishing wand would work very well on the Switch. But I'm guessing they probably can't do that, Dave, because they've got to consolidate it across platforms, right?
Yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it? If you're doing it multi-platform, what's the point of doing a separate control scheme, just one platform?
Okay.
It's easier to take it out, isn't it? Just go with the sort of more standard control scheme.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I like the look of it, and again, like you, Jason, it was when I first started watching, I was like, well, yeah, okay, I've just played Astrobot. This isn't really grabbing it. But then suddenly, when it did that, dipped into the black and white thing, I was like, oh, there's more to this than I thought. So this I'm kind of intrigued now. It's got. I won't say I'll run out and buy this, but certainly if it pops up on a PS Plus or Game Pass, I'd go, do you know what? I'm going to give that a whirl today. I think that's one of them. There you go. Let's have a look at what scores we got. Scroll back up to the top. Professor Stork, by the way, you said popped in. Hello. She's going to be our guest on the show next week. I think she's the guest that's been on the show the most over the 4 years we've been doing it. All the way live from Canada, she's going to be. So it'd be great to have you on the show again. Danke said I'm going to go for an 8 for this one. Epic in the title, must be an 8.5. Drawn Unicycle said, I always thought this game was interesting, but I know a lot of people who didn't like it. So saying a 7.5. 8 Kingdom Hearts Mickey Mouse out of 10, says Manic. Mate, keeping up with the themes on everyone. Kudos to you. I didn't realize it was only on the Wii. Read, I've just invented a new console. 8 out of 10. There you go. 8.5 from Ems. Gozzo says an 8. Flame says a 7. Jenny said definitely not for me, but I can imagine it doing well. 8. There you go. Gozzo says the PlayStation state of play starts in 1 minute. Well, we better.
Well, let's just do a hard stop now, then, mate.
Let's just stop the show. Just end it. That's it. No thank yous, no nothing. Right, fuck off, a lot of you. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We apologise if you're missing your state of play, but you can always watch it on catch up, because let's face it, this show is more entertaining.
Hey.
So, what do we reckon? Jason, I'll go with you on this one.
I'm going to go for 8. I'm going for 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. Dave?
I'm feeling 8 as well. So I'm going
feeling
to
8. Okay. All right. Last chance. This is Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, which came out today on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, PC, and Switch. And I can tell you that this got 7.5. So just under. Yeah, 7.5. So still decent.
Interesting.
Still good. But not quite as good as some of the other remasters.
Yeah.
So there you go. I was going to talk about a few other things, but time has literally beaten us. Going to quickly mention these, folks. We're going to talk. We might bring these news stories in next week, but I'll also put pictures in the Discord. If you want to find out more stuff that we've been talking about, !Discord. I will place pictures. Obviously, the 30th anniversary of PlayStation was announced. They brought out some PS1 style PS5 consoles with the skins and the things. And ironically, if you buy one of those consoles, I think it said on the report that the console was actually only going to be about 450 quid. So it's still cheaper than a PS5 Pro, which I think was hilarious. And you can get the PS1 style PS5 controller for 80 quid. So those are coming out. I think pre-orders start on the 26th in 2 days, and they actually launch on the 21st. And also, allegedly, pictures of the Switch 2, or whatever it's going to be called, were leaked and then verified by tech experts. I'm going to very quickly show you this. This was on Twitter. Now, whether you believe this or not, let's just bring up this. This is from the guys at VGC. Lately, some of these are the tech drawings of what the Switch 2 is going to look like, and apparently they have been verified. But to me, it looks just like the Switch. So I'm just like,
Well,
Right.
the Switch was really successful, isn't it? So this is probably just going to be a bit of a refinement.
Yeah,
It probably
More
is.
powerful, but same sort of form factor. Because if it works,
Yeah.
why
It'll
drastically
probably
change it?
bigger, better screen, better memory. It'll probably do everything it is, but I think people were expecting something different. But you know, Switch was a massive success, and it's still, as we have said, a lot. Sawyer said it right there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ironically, Switch is still the second biggest selling console at the moment.
Wow.
PlayStation's in the lead, and Xbox is behind in third.
Wow,
And the
that's
Switch is
amazing.
the oldest one out of the three. So, you know, I think it'd be good. There's other games that came out this week. We haven't got time to mention, but we'll drop the trailers in the Discord. Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which came out last year, got its old gen release on PS4 and Xbox One, got a 7 out of 10. Not as good as the new gen version, so go with the new gen version. There you go. Marco Beyond Brave came out on PC. Average scores for that, 5.5. A few train enthusiasts, Train Sim World 5 came to Xbox, X and S and PC and Game Pass. Got a 7 out of 10. God of War Ragnarok got onto PC. Got rave reviews with a 9 out of 10. But
Wow.
there's backlashes because you have to sign in with a PlayStation account, and it's pissed so many people off. So, yeah. There's a great game, which is very similar to Stray on PC called Copycat. Got a 7.5. If you loved the recent Hot Wheels Unleashed, Matchbox have done their game, Matchbox Driving Adventures, which is out on everything on all platforms, got a 7.5. And racing games as well, also out last Friday. Parking Garage Circuit Rally came out on PC and got an 8.5. You'll be able to see the trailers and all the information on those games that came out in my Discord, !Discord for all of that. There you go. Jesse says, you'll be shocked by this. The new iPhone looks like all the other iPhones. I had no idea. I had no idea. So, yes, the new Switch may look like the Switch. Danka says, can we recommend Ed Trott's? It's his 5th anniversary stream. We'll go raid Ed. Ed's great. He's been on the show a number of times. We'll go raid Ed. As I said, next week's show, Dan Game Tank, thank you for the 200 bits. Next week's show, back at 9 o'clock, we've got Professor Stork live all the way from Canada on the show. And I will be playing, we start Halloween content. We'll be playing that Dead Rising Deluxe Thursday next week. And we're playing the brand new Zelda game on Monday. And as it's Halloween content, on Wednesday next week, we'll be playing Outlast Trials. If you've got a copy of the Outlast Trials, come and play with us and get scared silly, because we're going to be doing nothing but Halloween content for the whole of October. I want to say a massive thank you to our wonderful guest, the one, the only, Mr. Jason Bradbury.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate everything you've done to support the project, and I've really enjoyed myself. And I've got a great list of games to explore now. A couple that I think I'm definitely going to buy. So thank you for that.
You are very welcome. I'm just sorry if I've cost you an absolute packet tonight. So
That's cool, man. It's great. I love it.
You can catch Jason on his shows on Twitter, Insta, YouTube, Twitch, sometimes on TikTok, sometimes on any other platform I can think of.
Yeah.
X, normally on Sunday nights.
9 p.m. Yeah.
9 p.m. It's a great show. Unfortunately, I'm away at this gaming thing. I'm not going to sit, but I will be back, Jason.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in the chat again.
I love it. I love your show so much to bits. It's great. It's a great way to spend a Sunday night, I tell you.
Cool.
Go support everything. All Jason's links are in the chat. Go click the thing, say notify me of the Kickstarter. It goes live on Friday for the film Control AI Delete. And if you want to find out even more, go to Play Expo on the Saturday, which is not this weekend, but the weekend after. Jason and some musical special guests and some people that are working on the film are doing a special panel. And I'm sure all details for that will be announced in the next week or so. All that leaves for me today is thank you to everyone in chat. You lot have been absolutely amazing.
Well done, chat. Thanks for those people that signed up, by the way. I've been watching you and I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Really cool.
Do it. I'll put more details in my Discord. So if anyone missed the links, I'll chuck that in the next half an hour. And we'll keep plugging this for you, Jason. We're going to keep.
Thank you.
We're very, very passionate about this, I'll tell you.
Thank you, guys.
It's great. It's me awesome. Thank you to my wonderful co-host, as always, Mr. David Jones, absolute legend. And we are going to go raid over, and we are going to go raid Ed Trots and go celebrate his 5th anniversary on Twitch. If my Stream Deck doesn't die on its arse, which luckily it hasn't this week, which it did last week. Where is he? He's going to be there somewhere. So we're going to raid over to Ed. Please do go support him. Say hi. Do tell him that I will be there within a few minutes after I've raided. Thank you so much to everyone that I'm going to see at Format, either tomorrow night, Thursday night, or Friday night. Look forward to seeing you all. It's going to be a great event, and apparently the biggest Format ever in history. I think the Thursday night alone is 1,200 people going to the event. So it's going to be great music, great games to play, and great friends to see. So that's the next big gaming event I will be at. That's it for me. I'm going to shut the hell up and let's move on. I'm going to start that raid. I hope that's worked. I'll put the link in the chat as well. And all that leaves for me to say, folks, is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you back here on Monday for the brand new Zelda game where you actually get to play as Zelda. And now we're going to do that thing where we do the wave until we press a button. Bye.
Good night.